Okay then, here we go. Yesterday made the second consecutive day that I did not, what didn't I do yesterday? Yesterday made the second consecutive day that I did not record a video on my way home from work. Monday I just was not feeling very well. I was incredibly tired. I was uncontrollably tired. It was weird. And then yesterday, I was on the phone with my boss as I was headed out the door. Sometimes I don't intend for our conversations to last as long as they do, and sometimes they last as long as they do. And so it was like 4:20 or so when I called him, and it was getting to be like 4:40, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna start heading out because I'm still on the phone with this guy and I don't want to sit here at work any longer than I have to. So I went ahead and got in my car, I went ahead and gathered my things and got ready to get in my car and leave for the day. And I got all the way to my car and actually started driving home, and I was still on the phone with this guy. And so usually I set my camera up before I start driving, obviously, because it's not safe to set it up while you're driving. So by the time I got off the phone with him, I was in the midst of driving and I wasn't about to pull over and set up a camera or anything. So my recording schedule has now started to waver, which is not good, because the 2 videos I guaranteed myself driving to and from work every day were my guaranteed content. Like, I have to drive to and from work every day. This is my guaranteed content. And so now that I don't even have the content that I've guaranteed myself to have, I'm starting to struggle. Not struggle. I haven't noticed the struggle yet because I haven't caught up with myself yet. And I think that's when I will probably start to be like, okay, there's a problem. I've caught up with myself. In fact, I feel like I'm still a couple weeks out with my content, because there's several folders of content that I haven't gone through yet. And I'm still in like the snowy part of the year, which was early January. And so here we are now, mid-February. I'm still making videos. So I think I'm doing fine, but I do need to kick it into gear in terms of weekend recordings, try and get some good weekend recordings knocked out, and try and start moving the ball in a better direction. Let's see. There's a lot that I've got going on right now. I just committed $5,000 to a high yield savings account, and that was one heck of a decision. I don't know, obviously doing anything with money is a nerve-wracking thing, but I sat there and I thought about it, 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 and I was like, you know what? No risk means no reward. And if I don't try this, then I will not be any better off than where I am right now. And so I pulled the trigger and said, to heck with it. I'm trying it. And if it doesn't pay off, then I learned my lesson, and at least I gave it a try. I will never get a reward if I don't do anything. And if I just keep my money where it is now, I'm not going to be succeeding or as successful. So I need to start playing around with things, so to speak. And so hopefully I can get to a place, and I'm going to be watching this account like a hawk, because right now I set it up and it's still pending, but the amount of things that I can or cannot do with it is alarming. And so I'm like, okay, once it's set up and it's no longer pending, am I going to be able to transfer to and from this account? Once I get comfortable with it, I will start doing some more with it, because I can, I was going to play around and have multiple accounts. I don't know if I want to do that right now, or if I just want to hold and just have the one, and then leave that alone. Because the issue is I don't know if it's more beneficial to have the one account. I'm trying to let this guy over, but they're not letting me over to let him over. His car sounds like a spaceship. Anyway, where was I going with that? Yeah, so I don't know if it's more beneficial to have multiple accounts across multiple high-yield savings accounts across multiple banks, or if it's more beneficial to have one account with a large lump sum in it. Because, like, I feel like the good thing is if I have it across multiple banks, then I can, if one starts to waver on its interest rate, then I've got the other ones that are still going on strong. But to the same end, like, if they all kind of dry up at the same time, which to my understanding they follow the interest rates of like the housing markets and stuff, then it doesn't really matter because they should all kind of fall in suit. So if the interest levels drop and then these high yield savings accounts are also dropping, that's an issue. But to the same end, like I said, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, is it better to spread the love, or is it better to just leave it, to do it all in one place? Like, obviously, you don't want to put it all in one place. It's never safe to put all your eggs in one basket. That much makes sense. But to the same end, like, I was going to put it $5,000 in 3 different bank accounts, each yielding a high interest savings account, and then let them just kind of sit and let me forget about them, and let the interest just kind of compound. As long as the interest stays above the cost of living, then I'm fine. And so that's why I wanted to get it started sooner rather than later, because if you keep pushing it off, that's months and months and months of interest that you're losing out on. So I'm glad that I got at least one of them set up. I might play around with that one for the rest of this month, and get comfortable with it. And once I feel like, okay, my money is in a comfortable, responsible place, then maybe try a different account, and then maybe try another account, and then maybe try stocks as well. And so that's what everybody says, the S&P 500. My friend who knows a lot about these things was talking about just doing like a general, I think he called it an E&T. And so, which is, now that I say that out loud, maybe I'm mistaking it for medical terms, because ENT obviously is ear, nose, and throat. At any rate, so hopefully just start really trying to do some aggressive things with my money, so that I'm not just sitting here and earning butt for interest and getting nowhere fast. And hopefully I can start to make some major financial moves that set me up to succeed faster. And that's really all I can ask for. And so, yeah, yesterday was an interesting day. Yesterday was a successful day. I got some videos uploaded. Turned out I was already caught up with where I was, because I knew that when I uploaded videos 2 weekends ago, I did well to pull ahead pretty significantly. And then I just have not uploaded any videos since then. And so I was getting worried. I was like, I've got to be getting close. Sure enough, checked it yesterday, and I was exactly a month out. So I uploaded a couple videos to get me through the weekend. Hopefully, on this weekend, I can pump out some content again. I need to, if not this weekend, at least throughout the week, I need to get more concentrated on doing that. I didn't have none of my Xbox friends got on last night. And so that was like prime time productivity. And I did get a lot of good stuff knocked out, carved out, and taken care of yesterday. Still feel like I could have gotten more videos uploaded. And, well, no, I feel good about how far I got in my writing. I do need to try and knock out the rest of this book here in the near future. I contacted my editor and asked her for a quote because I can't remember what her rates are like, but I do know that she charges based on word count, and this current book is a big old chunk of words, and so I know it's not going to be a cheap endeavor. My check finally cleared for the billboard company, and my billboard should be going live next Monday. So I'll have to do like a photo op with that and do something cool there. And that was one thing. I keep talking about this Creative Minds podcast guy that I'm watching, and I'm getting more inspiration from Tyler, the creator, than I am from this guy himself. That's one thing that bugs me, is he keeps segueing into other like material, which I don't mind, but like I feel like we hear more from other material than we do from the guy who's curating this essay. And like I said, I've said it before, I'm not a big fan of the style of video he makes. However, Tyler, the creator, did have some good stuff to say, and he was like, it amazes me when creators, you put all this time and effort into something, and then you make one post about it on your story or wherever you post about it on, and then like that's it. And he's like, this is like your thing, and this is a big deal. Like if you made a song, like that's a whole composition that you had to compose, that's lyrics that you had to write, a melody you had to make, and probably multiple recordings and attempts at recordings that you had to put out there to get to where it was now. And you just post it once and move on with your life. And it's a double-sided sword, because like, yes, I get what he's saying, and that's kind of common sense. Like you can't expect something to post something once and have it just take off. But to the same end, like you post something a couple hundred times and you start to get, you start to feel crappy about the whole thing because you're not getting anywhere for it. And so it's a double-edged sword, absolutely, in that for one, my camera angle is really bad. I just now realized that. Sorry, guys. But anyway, it's a double-edged sword because it's like you don't want to go overboard with it and have all these uploads only for no one to watch it, no one to care, and for you to feel really kind of lame about your work. But at the same time, you don't want the work to be forgotten or not noticed. And I'm starting to feel that way with these books that I'm putting out, and that I put them out and then I don't keep like pushing or promoting them. And so like this year I'm doing a pretty aggressive marketing strategy for my books, and like I read a book on how to do marketing strategies, and I really honestly probably just need to take another weekend for myself. And it's terrible, but a lot of successful people will say that in order to be successful, you have to kind of separate yourself from the world. And like, I am absolutely privileged that I have enough friends that want to meet up and hang out with me, that I can have myself be occupied every weekend. But to the same end, like the weekends are my time. That is when I'm by far most productive, and by using that time to do things with other people, I am nullifying my productivity. And I really need to. So one of the biggest advertising campaigns that this Amazon book proposed that we did was a keyword search advertising campaign, which requires you to do keyword research. And I still have not done one of those, because you're supposed to do it every month or every week. You're supposed to do a campaign for a week and then change it, and then do it for a week and then change it, and then do it for the week, which shouldn't be all that difficult if I do my research on a Saturday, start the campaign on a Sunday, do my research on a Saturday, start the campaign on a Sunday. But last weekend, as I already told you all, I was double booked and I had a great time, but I did not get to start that. And then this weekend, I'm getting close to being double booked as well. And so I'm really, the weekend after next, because I think I've already committed something to the weekend, the last weekend of this month, I've already committed something to that. And so I think the weekend after this weekend is the one that I need to like buckle down and be like, I'm not doing anything this weekend, because I've got to get working, I've got to get productive, and I've got to start doing stuff. I want to run an ad campaign for, what is it? I want to run an ad campaign for YouTube as well, because I'm just pouring out these videos and ain't nobody paying attention. And like I keep saying, it takes time, I get that, and I'm working at getting somewhere with it. And like, you never know, eventually one video might blow up and go somewhere, and then I'll have a whole channel about it. And other people have like made mention of podcasts and stuff, and it's just very difficult to spread yourself that thin when you have as demanding of a full-time job as I do. And like, I don't know, I hate excuses. I'm a person who dives in reasons and not excuses, so I hate that I have to use the excuse of, oh, I have a full-time job. But I mean, that is an accurate reason to not have as much time. Like, I've got 8 hours, sometimes much longer, actually I would say a lot of times much longer. I've got at least an 8-hour commitment every day to something that is not producing results in my personal affairs. And when I say personal affairs, that doesn't sound right. In my personal business management thingy, whatever you want to call it. I've got a full-time job that is not doing that. However, it is funding what I do extracurricularly, and like, it's funding it quite well, so I can't abandon it. I can't like give it less of my attention or my time, because without it, I would not be able to do 8 different ad campaigns on my book when I launch it. Now, granted, doing 8 different ad campaigns has yet to yield me any sort of success. I've yet to feel like I've done anything for it, but at least I can say that I'm trying a little bit harder than the average Joe who just might write a book and put it out to the world. Same with Instagram Reels. I'm able to do promotions on those more frequently. And so, in fact, I think my promotion on one of them just ended, so I'm going to boost another one and try and get a healthy dose of boosting going, and see if that finally starts to build me a audience, because it's like that's what I need at this point, is an audience. I need an audience of people who are going to engage in my content and eventually build my brand and help me be an awesome and successful person. And I will continue to try this until I can't try or continue anymore. So thank you all for your time. We're going to do it all again. This time I'm going to actually film on my way home. Hold me to it. I'll see you guys later.